everybody, welcome to Cavern of Comics. I'm your host, Cooper Barnes. Let's get right to it. The theme of today's show is cheating death. Now, it's not that uncommon in comic books for characters to die and then come back from the dead. It happens all the time. But lately, it's been happening a little too much if you ask me. They brought back everybody. The Flash, Captain America, and they brought back everyone's favorite gun-toting vigilante, Frank Castle, the Punisher. Now, a few months back, the Punisher went toe-to-toe with Daken, the maniacal son of Wolverine. And for his trouble, Frank got himself 17 different types of killed. I mean, he got fucked up. They cut off his head, his legs, his arms, and then just for good measure, Daken sliced his headless torso in half. What kind of a dick cuts a guy's headless torso in half? If he's dead, leave it alone. So now Frank's literally lying in a pile of his own parts on the bottom of the New York sewer. But this is conveniently also the location of the new Legion of Monsters. Man-Thing, Morbius the Living Vampire, the Werewolf, and a host of many others. Now, they're being hunted to the brink of extinction by some unknown assassin. And they need some help. They need a protector. And they figured, hey, who's more badass than Frank Castle? Let's sew him back together and bring him back to life. And so they do. So now Frank is lumbering around the sewers of Manhattan looking like some kind of patchwork quilt Tim Burton creation. Now look, I'm a big fan of the Punisher. I have been since I was a kid. I mean, he's a character that's so good they managed to convince Dolph Lundgren to play him.
And that's no small task, because Dolph is selective.
So when I heard they were going to take Frank in this new direction, I wasn't really on board at first, I'll be honest with you. But upon reading more issues, I gotta say, it's actually really starting to work for me. There's something very poetic about all this, because in a way, Frank has always been a bit of a monster himself. And you still got the same carnage and gore you can expect from a Punisher book, except on top of that, you got all these fun little monsters running around. It's like a cross between Fraggle Rock and Death Wish. So pick it up, hope it works for you as much as it did for me. Next book we're going to talk about is the DC Comics limited series Blackest Night. Now I know what you're thinking, isn't that the name of a hilarious Martin Lawrence comedy? Well, no, but it is, however, the name of the biggest crossover event going on in comics right now. Now we all know Green Lantern, right? He's a member of the Green Lantern Corps, this intergalactic peacekeeping police force. What you may not know, what we learn about in this book is that there's another corps called the Black Lanterns, and they're an evil, malevolent race hell-bent on destroying all life in the universe. And they've made life for the Justice League very difficult, because they've come to Earth and dug up and reincarnated all of the recently deceased superheroes. So Hawkman, Aquaman, and even Bruce Wayne himself, Batman, have now been transformed into Black Lanterns, which is just another way of saying ghastly, evil fucking zombies. So now the Justice League is going to have to fight all of their recently deceased buddies. Now, if you liked Marvel Zombies, but you thought it was a little too wackety-schmackety for you, a little too silly, you're really going to like this book. It's very dark in tone. There's mayhem and death on basically every page. It's written by Jeff Johns. It's illustrated beautifully by Yvonne Rice. So this is an 8-issue limited series. It's going to be wrapping up soon, so if you haven't already, jump on board and pick it up now. Alright, last but not least, we're going to go over to Radical Comics and take a look at their book, Legends the Enchanted. Now, have you ever wondered what it would be like if Little Red Riding Hood, Hansel and Gretel, and Jack from the Beanstalk grew up and turned out to be a bunch of immortal bounty hunters and soldiers for hire? Of course you wouldn't.
That'd be crazy.
But writer and artist Nick Percival is just that nuts, and he's put together a pretty cool story about all your favorite folklore characters, all grossed up, all badass, and set in a very post-apocalyptic, techno-organic, nightmarish, bleak backdrop. And you got mechanical trees, carnivorous trolls, bionic werewolves, you know, something for the whole family. Now, these fairy tale creatures, or the Enchanted, cannot be killed. They're immortal, or so they think. But then, suddenly, this ugly son of a bitch comes out of nowhere and kills one of them. So that's bad news bears for everybody. Now, this book is actually not available until next month, but you can pick up the preview issue number 0 right now. The story's cool. Nick Percival's kind of got like a cross between Simon Bisley and H.R. Geiger going on. It really makes for some beautiful page art. Go out and check it out. Also, Federal Vampire and Zombie Agency, I mentioned it last time. Issue number 2 is on the shelves now. It's just as good as the first. I love this book. Alright everybody, that's it for me. This has been Cavern of Comics. I'm your host, Cooper Barnes. Be sure to tune in right here for more gory, scary madness on EerieTube.com.